It's about time ANBERNIC started coming up with new names for their handhelds because this is getting ridiculous. This here is the RG353PS, ANBERNIC's new budget retro handheld under $100 and targets those that want comfortability, a handheld that kind of looks like a SNES controller, and the ability to play up to Dreamcast games. They released the original RG353P last year, but this is the upgraded S version with a little bit more power and a more compelling $85 price tag. But is it just another handheld with another weird name, or is it actually worth your money? Let's find out. First of all, I like to take a look at the design, and at first glimpse, you'll be very familiar with how it looks if you're a retro gamer, as it takes inspiration from the original SNES controller, and rumors have it that a member of the 8BitDo design team actually worked on the design, which I can totally see now. The bottom of the handheld is slightly slimmer than the top, adding a natural slant to the device when playing, which is quite welcome. This also allows for larger than usual shoulder buttons to accompany the rounded design, making it an incredibly comfortable device to play on for long periods of time. On the face, you'll find a very bright 3.5-inch IPS display with a resolution of 640 by 480. This grey version hides the bezels very well, as the glass display features the classic DMG graphics. The screen is so bright that I find myself actually using it outdoors, which isn't something I can say for a lot of handhelds on the market at the moment. There's really not much to dislike about the display. The only thing I will say is that it's not touchscreen, which isn't too much of an issue because this runs on a Linux OS, not Android, but in Nintendo DS games, being able to touch the keypad and the second screen would have been useful, but hey. Surrounding the screen, you will find your well-located thick buttons, which again just help with the overall comfortability. On the left, you will find ANBERNIC's signature D-pad, which is one of the best on the field right now. It's large, has good direction, and is visually pleasing. You'll also find your select button and your function button. This function button acts as let's say a quick menu, so you can jump into emulation settings easily, allowing you to save games, change games, and tweak your performance. Then on each side you have your analog sticks, which sit slightly inside of the shell to help with portability and to place it into your pocket without snagging it. These are nice sticks, but they decided not to go with the Hall joysticks which we've seen on the RG405M, probably likely because they just want to keep this under $100 and save a few pennies. The ABXY buttons are some of my favorites too. They're thick, feature nice large lettering, and sit on comfortable bouncy membranes. The colouring is perfect too, matching the whole Game Boy vibe. I believe this is the best colourway of the bunch, but don't at me. On top, you'll be greeted with your long shoulder buttons. These press down instead of going back like traditionally flared shoulder buttons and are very comfortable to rest your fingers on. Between that, you have two USB-C ports, a reset button, your mini HDMI out, and volume buttons. At the bottom, two SD card slots, one for the OS and one for your ROMs, and a perfectly placed headphone jack accompanied by dual stereo speakers on each side that are out the way of your hands. Yeah. When you turn over the handheld, you will find two rubber grips. These are basically rubber pads that stop your device from sliding off tables and to give you some kind of easy grip when playing, even though only one of my fingers touches them. Hey, I guess it's nice, no slippy. Overall, it's a very good looking device, and it does catch your eye when next to most other retro handhelds on the market, as it has that rounded approach when everything else has that traditional square look. When you turn on the RG353PS, you'll be greeted with the standard and very basic Linux OS. Here you can glide through the consoles and select which ROM files you want to play on, and it will automatically load up the emulator for you with already mapped out keys, allowing you to play games straight out of the box. This ease of use, combined with the affordable price tag and comfortability straight out of the box, is what makes it a great choice for newcomers to the scene, or if you're looking to buy a retro handheld for a friend. And that's where ANBERNIC wants to situate this device, and it makes more sense when you look at the specs. The RG353PS features a 1.8 GHz RK3566 quad-core CPU, 1GB of RAM, a 3500 mAh battery, a 3.5-inch IPS display, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. If that all sounds a little complicated for you, and if you're a newcomer to the scene, that basically means it can emulate up to Dreamcast games with little issues, and you can do that for up to 5 hours on a single charge thanks to the 3500 mAh battery. Because it has a 4:3 display, many of your classics will look stunning on this thing, and the bright screen gives them new life. And this is why you would buy this device. For $85, you're getting a great amount of power in a comfortable and high build quality product. And this is why I would probably recommend this device. It runs these games so well with no emulation hiccups, great audio quality, and on a super bright screen that you can use outside. You can even dabble into some Nintendo DS games too, should you not mind switching between the single screens every minute or so. But just remember, no touchscreen here. It's a hard handheld to hate. There is plenty of competition on the market, but typically they are more expensive. The closest is the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, which does have a bit more power and a bigger screen and better battery life, but you are paying for that. Then next is the Mayu Mini Plus, coming in at the same price, but again, not as powerful and not as good looking. So the RG353PS is currently playing in its own field at the moment, in some sense, which makes it a desirable handheld for many collectors. But that said, there's nothing innovative about this product. It's the same as before with just a little spec bump, and because there's so much competition to choose from, I think ANBERNIC are going to struggle to find an audience for this, because it's likely that you, me, and others looking to buy a handheld already have one with the same power that can emulate everything this can. So why would you go and buy this if you already have basically this? If you're new to the handheld scene, you kind of like the SNES design, you want comfortability, and you want one of the best under $100 handhelds on the market right now, this is certainly one to look at. It's definitely in the top 5, but as mentioned, there's nothing really innovative about it. So it all comes down to design, comfortability, and the screen, in my personal opinion. But definitely check out the Mayu Mini Plus if you prefer that kind of form factor, or if you want to spend a bit more money, check out the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to subscribe for even more handheld goodness, and check out our book, A Handheld History, if you want something in a physical format. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.